Alrighty, let's begin, boys. Alright, I give it like maybe just a minute for people to come, and then we'll get started. And then I'm gonna do a small giveaway at the end. I'm gonna stream a lot more, and I'm gonna do a lot more giveaways because I've been making a reasonable amount of profit. Yesterday we did a pretty good giveaway. I was pretty drunk, guys, last night. I was like, you know what? Let's just celebrate. You know, I'm up like 140 something thousand on my short, on the big short. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just get a bottle of gin. So my lady and I celebrated till like 6 in the morning, and then 6 in the morning, I'm like, let's just do a live stream and a bigger giveaway. So yesterday we gave away about, I think, $1,700 to 3 different people. So that was really nice. Yeah, so we're gonna do a random giveaway. I'm gonna do like something for you and your lady. You can take her out for dinner. I'll buy you guys dinner and a drink tonight, okay? And we'll see what I do at the end, so make sure you stick around. So let's begin, guys, and talk about how Bitcoin is trending and the reason why I brought you guys here tonight. Well, first of all, I'm Phil. For those that don't know me, thank you for joining me. I've been in crypto for about 11 years now. I've seen every bull market. I've seen pretty much every single bear market. I turned $2,000 to over 8 figures in realized profits. So that's a pretty big achievement for myself, considering I come from a family where my parents worked 2 full-time jobs pretty much their entire life. So breaking out of that matrix to be able to retire them, that's probably the biggest accomplishment of my life. And now I want to dedicate a lot of my time to the crypto space to see a lot of the successes in other people as well. Because when you're in this field for long enough, I've been here for 11 years, you start to make a lot of friends, and you really do start to care about the community much more than I thought I would. So let's give you guys a top tier technical analysis tonight and talk about what is going on with Bitcoin and some of the possible scenarios that could happen, okay? So this is gonna be a fairly general update. Of course, my Discord group is gonna get crazy updates compared to a general one, right? You can get these kind of updates kind of anywhere, right? But if you want something more specific that's super detailed every single day, just come join me on the Discord group, guys. Take a look at the link below. Try it for 1 month with me, and you're gonna be like, yep, this is where I want to be in the bull market. So hi, everybody. Let's begin. So Bitcoin has made something like a channel. Okay, I'm gonna clean up the chart here. It's made a really reliable channel, and because of that, we have to respect it. Okay, you guys agree with me? This is a clean chart. I'm gonna remove all of my alerts, and we're gonna clean this up so we're all on the same page. So let me talk about channels in general. Some people may think that it broke already, okay? Whereas some people may not. It all depends on how you're looking at it. If I look at it on a daily, it looks like it has not broken yet. If I look at it on maybe a different time frame, it might look like it broke already. Do you see that? So it can be very subjective. And if you go on social media, you'll see multiple perspectives of multiple trend lines. So in this particular case, if there's ever a scenario where you have based off of price action, okay? So these lines, these supports are higher lows, lower highs. These trend lines that you see, they fall into the category of technical analysis through price action, okay? So this is looking and evaluating the price action for the higher lows, okay? So on a different time frame, it'll look completely different. So anytime you have a situation where it could be 2 things, guys, you have to choose the more extreme one, okay? So you can't choose the yellow line. The reason you can't is because, well, what if the other one's right? The more extreme one, in terms of giving it the most generous amount of space to fulfill the pattern, right? This one here is like not generous. So this, in my opinion, is the best way to draw it based off of price action. So we're now at a crossroad where we see that this resistance, guys, 73,881 is a major resistance. So because of that, okay, it is so significant to understand this, okay? Right now, people know that we broke below this guy right here, okay? We broke below it, right? And we felt below it hard. This is not enough, okay? These little retests is not enough. I firmly believe that Bitcoin will at one point end up rallying very significantly before the bear market ends, okay? And the reason I say that is because of historical data that nobody will be able to deny, okay? So you see every time based off of the kernel. Okay, this little red and green line. What you see is that in every single bear market, it goes from red to green at least once, right? You can see that here. From there, it goes green to red at least once. Here's twice. So in 2014, it actually happened twice. If you see in 2021, it also happened once right here. If you look really, really close, you can see it green, right? So it happened once there, but barely. So 2018 was a great bear market. Just short it below the kernel. Every time you'll win when it gets close to there. So I just proved that in every bear market so far, it goes above the kernel. And I've also proved it again right here. So 2014, twice. 2018 and 2022, once. So do you guys see it break green one time yet? No, it hasn't. So there will be some sort of corrective rally. In fact, I think there's a 50-50 chance that it's going to happen sometime here, where this is a bottom. Because if you take a look at this right here, the only thing that you see is my resistance, right? And that's what a lot of people may acknowledge only. But if you actually go further back, you're going to see that we're now at the pretty much the 2021 high. So we are sandwiched into a major point. So think about this logic, okay? So let's just say that, you know, there's a support, right? Support, right? So as the price goes down, so now we're talking about the price breaking this support. So the first support, let's say it's the end of a bull market, right? The end of a bull market. And now it's falling to the first support. Do you think the first support is more likely to hold than the second support? Or do you think the first support is more likely to hold than the second support? Just generally speaking. Well, let's just hypothetically say that the first support breaks through with force. So if the first one breaks through with force, generally it's going to reduce its momentum maybe a little bit, right, as it comes down. So it would mean that the second support would be harder to break. But if now all of a sudden it starts smashing all of these supports, the third one's going to be even harder to break. Eventually, as you go down more and more, the supports become stronger because they end up holding more strength at these points. Does that make sense? So if you look at it from the perspective of the first support broken, that's major, great, we broke it. Now, if we were to break this one over here with force now, we will 100% get to around $55,000, like around this range. Does that make sense, guys? So just based off of price action, we smashed the first one. The second one might get smashed, but this needs to be taken out. We're basically talking about one bear market that's smashing both the 2024 high and also the last bull market's high. I think that the chance of that happening is literally 50-50 right now. Okay, but because we haven't turned green yet, I also am anticipating eventually a very nice correction. So today, we're basically going to follow this. I'm just going to stay up for another hour and 15 minutes. That's why I'm awake streaming right now, because I wanted to update you guys first of all, and also see the daily close, how it performs. So it's looking really good right now on the 90-minute time frame. Okay, I know it sounds like a weird number, a 90-minute time frame. Like, who would look at a 90? I'll explain why, okay? Sometimes a weird number is gonna be the best time frame. If you look at a 1 hour time frame, it's not the best. You know, like, it's not the best because it breaks. It breaks right here. From the super trend breaks from green to red. Or like red to green, then back to red. I don't like that break. Let's say I go with a 2 hour. A 2 hour, it's not tight enough, right? The red is too far away. It's not tight enough. What if I go between the 1 hour and the 2 hour? So between 60 minutes and 120 is 90. Now take a look at this. It's super ultra tight. The price hovers above the kernel but below the super trend. Therefore, the long entry would be on the break of, there you go, fill in the blank, right? So this will determine the trend change. If there's a resistance, that's a higher low and it's a channel. Therefore, if the trend is broken, it'll be because there's a major indicator that's indicating that the trend has broken. And it would most likely be this guy right here, right? If you take a look at this lower high kind of deal, right? This lower high that's forming, if you're noticing it, the lower high is not coincidental. it's also matching up kind of like right around here, and it's gearing for a potential breakout. Okay, potential means it might do it, right? It has a chance to do it, but it doesn't have to do it. It might. So now we're evaluating this case that's going to happen probably today. The today as in the 24th, or so the 23rd. So one of two things is going to happen. So I'm going to get ready for this in a major way, right? I'm going to probably call it in my Discord group as well if this ends up playing my way. So that's why I'm awake right now, just to see how the daily's going to react. And also, you know, you can also, like me, I'll be putting a stop buy. Okay, a stop loss doesn't always, like an automatic order doesn't always have to be a stop loss. It can also be a stop buy, right? Which means an automatic buy if Bitcoin reaches a certain price point. So while I'm sleeping, depending on the close, hey, I might put a buy, you know, slightly above the kernel, like there, above everything. If it breaks upwards, right? I might even put in like a volume criteria as well. So we'll see about that. So it's a very exciting time. Other than that, like the market cap is looking pretty crappy for total. Like the total the total one is doing the same thing, right? So we're squeezing hard into right now this particular point. So one of two things is going to happen. There's no in between. Do you see this pattern? It's very, very bearish, right? The Bitcoin pattern is very bearish too for total market cap. The only thing we're trying to figure out is if it's going to drop, how to get in, or if it's going to bounce up there first, maybe break up a little bit, right? And then possibly come down, or maybe not even go up and it just comes down instead. So these are kind of the options that could happen, right? It can go there. Like, so there's really two paths that could happen. So if we anticipate these paths, it's going to give us an opportunity to plan for it with ample time, right? And ample strategies. So when we try to predict what could happen, we try to look for the most ideal scenario that could play out. And then if this scenario plays out, what would we do about it and how would we approach it from a risk perspective? How would we enter? So when we ask a lot of these types of questions during the planning phase, it's going to allow you to heavily capitalize, right? That's why you guys are just seeing me take on some monster profits pretty much, you know, all the time. I wasn't even going to trade today, right? So I took in this and then I took in another 1,300, right? So I took in quite a bit today, about 4,000 in profit, just from, you know, being very patient with coins like, I posted more, but they're not all on this screenshot, on Siren and BR especially, right? So they're very, very good scalps as well. So if we take a look at, I want to give you guys a lesson video, okay? Like the lesson video, this is very important to understand beyond a beginner level, right? When we understand this beyond the beginner level, it changes our perspective of how we perceive our money, okay? So it's very important to treat your money like you're very protective of it, right? Like you just don't want to lose or give your money to the market unnecessarily. You have to treat it like your most important asset, because it literally is. It would be like a ninja without a sword or a cowboy without a gun. You know what I mean? It just doesn't work like that, right? So we have to understand that the criteria to enter a trade is extremely important, okay? So we have to understand it beyond this level. So when you see a coin like Siren or BR, okay, you have to really look at it and say to yourself, how, like, look at this, guys. This is ridiculous, okay? I'm gonna show you guys like how fucking crazy it is. Watch this, guys. You guys are gonna be like, what the fuck happened? So let's just put it on both the 5-minute time frame for both of them right here, okay? How come this is being like that? Come on. Okay, there we go. So if we, how come, what the fuck is that doing? Interval, time. Ah, man, I'll just do it with one chart at a time. I don't want to waste your time, guys. So take a look at BR, where it dropped. Look at the time. Look at the time, guys. 2025. You see that time? 2025. Right? Look what time it dropped here. 10:20. right here, 2025, the same thing happened. The same thing happened right there. But what did Bitcoin do? Nothing really, right? Nothing significant in any way, like a small drop, 0.1%. So you have to really think about that. Why would two random coins, and one of them has $1 billion, okay? One of them is literally trading at $1 billion right now. So I think Siren is, right? So you got to wonder how, no, sorry, not a billion, 2.8 billion. How is a $2.8 billion 24-hour volume coin also doing the exact same thing as Siren? Like what, like, or sorry, just BR, like what are the chances of that? And the answer is, guys, you're not in control of these trades. You're not in control of any of these movements. And the quicker we understand that, like the more we're going to approach it with a better risk perspective. Okay? We're nothing but little sheeps that are trying to catch some trends that whales are pulling, right? People are controlling this market in a way where it makes it very dangerous for us. They are here to hunt you, to liquidate you, to take all of your money, to trick you. Don't think for a moment that that person is your friend or you're my friend when it comes to trading. When it comes to trading, we are sworn enemies. There's no such thing as basically like that person's on my side. We literally, deep down, unconsciously, without thinking about it daily, trade in the market and subconsciously want someone to lose. Because if people lose, where do you think their money goes? It can go to you, right? If you lose, it goes to them. So they want you to lose as much as you want them to lose. That's the hard truth. So because of that, right, we have to be very risk adverse. We know everyone's out to get us. So we have to really treat our capital like it's the most important aspect. We don't want to give our money to anybody, not to the motherfucker, no. So because of that, we have to look at a coin like BR and also Siren, and we have to look at the history of it and respect it. And respect yourself. Respect yourself enough to understand what's dangerous and when to stay away. Okay? So this coin here, if you take a look at the history of basically this entire coin, Siren, look guys, okay? Look how wild Siren is. Every time there are these ridiculous 700% spikes, 80% drops, like massive. This is literally the most volatile coin I've ever seen in terms of movements for drops and wicks. So because of that, you need to disqualify this coin, okay, from trading if you're not seasoned, right? You have to have that ability to say no to a coin, okay? You can't just run to the coin because it's moving and you get very excited and then you're like, oh, this is great. You know, I want to make money on it. It's moving. I need to get in. Everyone's probably going to long it. I can long it. I can short it. You know, it's moving. Wow, it's a crazy volatile coin. If you don't control and calm your tits and understand that that excitement should be like an emotion that you know how to respond to when it comes up. Like I get excited for this coin, you know? It's like a fat kid in the candy store. You know, it's like two coins are moving 100% plus. So I'm excited, but I know that it's the fuck you up coin, right? It's the get fucked coin. So the chance of you losing on a coin like this is going to be way higher than you winning. So you must improve your criteria selection for when you're going to go into a trade, right? These coins, if you're new, never think about, if you can swap this mentality of yours, right, from always thinking about how much you can win to thinking about how much you can lose instead, then you have a different perspective and a different psychology when it comes to you losing money and protecting it. Because most people, they're all, you know, all the fucking like newbies out there, man. They're just thinking about how much money they can make. You know what I mean? Like in a bull market, they're just dreaming. They're just dreaming. If I leverage this much, I can make this much. But then they can't even understand, like many traders can't even understand for a moment that mentality is so wrong because their excitement is overwhelming, right? The excitement, like imagine how you guys felt when you saw me trade for the first time, like on X or YouTube or anywhere, right? It's like, it's impressive, right? So as a newer trader, they want to replicate that, and so they might take on more risk to make those types of profits, which ends up being horrible, right? So That's not something I ever recommend to you guys. I'm trying to give really good advice when it comes to improving your game long term for day trading, okay? So this coin, when I shorted it, it was literally like around here, you know? It was like around there on the lower high. Because usually when you see a massive blow off top that breaks a channel, you know it's gonna blow up, okay? And once it blows up, just be a little bit patient. Be a little bit patient, let the bounce happen, let the consolidation happen here, and that's where you enter it, right around there on the lower high. Just like on BR, it did like something very, very similar as well. On a low time frame though, right there, right? So we were caught at shorting this guy too. It falls significantly, 35%. It bounces back up. You got to trade it on a very, very low time frame, and you have to have a lot of skill to trade these kind of coins. Otherwise, you know, it's not going to happen. It would be like if you're a rock climber, a beginner, and you're trying to, you know, climb the hardest wall, it's not going to happen. Or if you're started skiing or snowboarding and you're going on really difficult slopes at the beginning, it's probably not the best idea. You have to gradually ease into trading more difficult coins. So some coins like Siren, it actually had a negative funding fee, right? It had a negative hourly funding fee. So if we take a look at the funding fee here, you would have been charged up your ass for it. It was literally, it just changed. It was 4 hours before -2. So the funding fee is huge. So you can't trade a difficult coin that's both parabolic and a negative funding fee. That's like a recipe to literally just get destroyed in the market. So I hope that this lesson sticks to you guys well, okay? Yeah, dive, 43.23. I was nervous too trading this coin. You know, it makes me very nervous trading this coin because it makes me tempted to trade it hard. I'm also watching Aria today. Okay, so Bitcoin here. Let's see what it happens. We're going to observe. So I'm going to get my alerts back here. Okay, it's very important for you guys to have alerts. My recommendation is, you know, find a system that can wake you up sometimes. I have an arm. I have like an arm that like is right next to my pillow. And, you know, I feel it vibrate, right? So I have mine on vibrate to not wake up my lady. So that and you can turn up the intensity of the vibration as well. And the vibration pattern matters, right? So it's very important to be able to be awake when things happen. Because sometimes you're just like not up at the right time. And then 2 hours later, right, something happens, then you find out like hours later and you're like, ah, fuck, I missed it. So you don't want to be in that situation. But the 4-hour candle is looking absolutely phenomenal. Like this looking so good right now. And don't forget, guys, we're at a 4-year support right now. 4-year, okay? 4 years, not a simple tiny little channel. 4-year support, which has a great chance to go up there if and only if we break up there, okay? So that's gonna have a really good potential. Other than that, let's take a look at what else is trending today. Maybe I can make some money live. JCT. Okay, actually, we have to look at the total 3 market cap first. So, guys, this is a very critical concept to understand, okay? Okay, so pay attention. This is the total 3 market cap. Okay, this represents the entire market cap of crypto minus Bitcoin's and Ethereum's market cap. So basically only altcoins. As you can see, it is squeezing here as well. So it's in my best interest to put an alert on the price. Always choose create less than, okay? And then go every time. So it's going to read every time the price is less than. Then the reason you do this alert is because every minute it'll go off, right? Every time if the price is below, it'll go off every minute until you move it. So that's important. So guys, the total 3, if you notice, right, is on a downtrend, right? You guys see that? But if you look at the market today, what do you see? You see a lot of coins over 20%, right? You see some coins like Siren, BR. You would actually think that the market is hot, right? That's what you would think. Like, ooh, look at all these coins moving today, okay? But let me tell you guys this, okay? If you see that the altcoins are moving like this, okay, but you see that the total 3, you know, is kind of sideways, you got to question the dominance, right? And you can see that the dominance is dropping. So this is showing you that if the dominance drops, okay, but the total, sorry, if the total 3 is falling, but there's only some coins that are rallying a little bit, right? It's just basically people taking money out of Bitcoin and shifting it into shit coins. That's literally what's going on right now. That's why the total 3 market's not even moving. That's why you're just getting a random bunch of shit coins that are pumping, okay? I promise you right now that Siren's nothing special. I don't even know what the fuck it is, but what I can tell you right now is it's a pump and dumped kind of coin right now, okay? And there's probably nothing fundamental that can be like news-wise that can be released in a motherfucking bear market in the middle of the beginning, in the beginning of World War III, that's gonna cause a random shit coin to move this much, and no other coins are doing this. Does that make sense? So you could just tell that from a fundamental level, nobody's innovating. Nobody's doing like some crazy shit right now. The progress is mainly made in the bull market, right? And then in the bear market, it's all behind the scenes, right? Development behind the scenes, fundamental news in a bull market to drive up the price. This is just a classic motherfucking pump and dump, right? With tons of money being injected into the system. And it's gonna go right back to probably where it is, which is at a really, really low price. Okay. So this is probably gonna, you know, like look at here. It's probably gonna get back down to here. I'm gonna guess. I'm not gonna short it, but most likely it's going to. This was a beautiful short if you had caught it, a descending triangle. So you can see that this does that, goes up, and then it does a consolidation pattern, then smash. Look at this one, right? Does something very, very similar, right? Consolidation, smash. So I'm just wondering if this is gonna smash one more time down there. So there's many, many coins that are just shit coins being pumped every day. Okay, like, so please understand the difference between a good market and a shit market where people are just pumping shit coins, right? This is the kind of market where you don't take your millions and put it into crypto. Like myself, I don't keep much on there. I keep $130,000 here right now, right? So it's like, you know, just right around there. But in a bull market, there's going to be millions, but you don't risk millions now. There's no point at all on risking anything substantial unless it's a large position that is swinging over a longer period of time. Okay, so that's it, guys. I gave you the update, and I just want to let you guys know that you need to get ready for the bull market. There's no fucking around. Okay, you don't have a lot of time. Okay, I don't know what you guys are doing, but I'm checking in all the receipts, man. I'm collecting all the receipts every single day, and those receipts, it's gonna be shown through me getting fit mentally, physically, so I can endure the stress coming up. It's gonna have receipts of me showing up every day when I don't want to into the crypto space, updating you guys in the middle of the night at 1 a.m. doing a giveaway. You know, I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna be here every fucking day, guys. So I expect you guys to put in a lot of time for this bull market as well, because this bull market is really gonna separate the people that didn't do well from the people that were like, yeah, man, I'm one of those crypto motherfucking millionaires. And you're gonna tell your family, you know, you'll be the first, maybe you'll be the first crypto millionaire in your family if you put in that hard work. Hey, man, I'm just trying to sell you guys a dream, and there's nothing wrong with having a dream, and especially nothing wrong with having a dream and working your fucking ass for it. So I expect nothing less from you guys, all right? Let's take a look at some coins. If you guys want the best support, where you can pretty much ask me any question anytime you want and basically take advantage of me, join the Discord group, guys. If you want to trade live with me in the bull market, there's 100 slots available in a special tier group that I have called the Platinum tier group. There's usually capped at about 100 people. Right now, we're currently at 95 because 7 people were long overdue and they only got a trial because of something else, okay? So there's 7 slots, but 2 of them filled up. So what I do in the Platinum tier group, first of all, is it's on another level of updates in terms of detailedness. Every single question is always answered every single day. Anybody can ask anything that they want to. In the bull market, I live stream about 4 to 6 hours a day. It'll be the first time. You will see my desktop. You will see every trade I take. I will narrate it. I started late in the bull market last time, so it wasn't the best. just started trading in a shitty season with the public. But this time is different. We're going to trade at the beginning of the bull market together. So if you guys want to secure your slot in the bull market, probably want to join now because it's 100 people capped. And once it's capped, there's only, the thing is, you can get a lifetime membership in it. And that's what everyone's going for. And when you get that, you know, people don't leave, right? So once 100 people get a lifetime membership, that's it. Or I might open it up way down the road. So it's an expensive service because it reflects my experience, right? I've been in the game for 11 years. So the cost for a lifetime membership is $5,000. I know it might sound a lot, but if you're a serious trader and you want to be in a really serious group, trust me, it's worth every single penny. Okay, guys? So now I'm going to dedicate a lot of time to answer any questions that you guys might have, and I'll leave when the questions run out, or if there's none at all. Okay? If you guys have an issue, just talk to me, man. I'm here for you. So you missed the short by a few hours. You didn't miss anything, unknown sender. Okay, you didn't miss anything at all. Okay, Bitcoin didn't break down yet. We went over this scenario. Bitcoin is still in a very reliable channel. Bitcoin is squeezing with a really, really nice lower high trend line where the super trend indicator and Kernel might break to the upside, where a long could then be entered once more confirmation is there. Okay, so nobody missed anything yet. Also, you don't want to enter a trade in the middle. Like, you really don't, unless you want to take on more risks than normal and plan for it. Okay, you guys don't have any questions. I'm surprised. You think tomorrow BTC is going to dump, Hassan? Right. Phil, max pain is the 27th at 75K. What do you mean 27th? Oh, you mean the 27th we're going to get to 75K. I see, I understand. You know what? That's a possibility. It really, really is. But I think that 78K is more likely. I think 78K roughly. Like around here. No, like maybe, so the kernel now is at 77K. So I think it's going to get somewhere between here soon. Maybe not now, but eventually. You know, maybe like in August. But there's still a possibility of many rallies to come. Phil, do I post trades in the group? Yes, I do. But keep in mind that it's going to be more geared towards a general population. So because of that, I'm not gonna post trades where, you know, like for example, look at this trade I took here. This one here was 39 seconds, right? 39 seconds. This one here was like 5 minutes. These ones I do not post. They're too quick. They're in, they're out, they're scalping, they're high level. It requires precision and timing. So these ones are never going to be called because the likelihood of people catching it is almost impossible when it's like a 1 to 5 minute trade, right? So the ones that have a better risk to reward, that is generally safer, less risky, more confirmation, but you might sacrifice profit a little bit because for a general trade, it's better to focus on confirmation and less risk rather than maximizing only profit, right? So I shared those types of setups. Right now, I'm not day trading much because it's a bear market. Also, I'm very picky about what to day trade. And also because I'm mainly shorting Bitcoin right now with large multi-million dollar positions. On top of that, I want to enjoy the bear market. I spent 1,070 days in a bull market working my ass off. So I think I deserve a break in the bull market to recharge my battery. This way, when the bull market comes, you guys know what I've been mainly doing with my time? I just been going to the gym, guys. You know, I'm 42 years old. I go to the gym a lot. You guys like that? I have an only pause if you guys want to subscribe. Nah, but I'm just joking around. But really, I just work on a lot of fitness to like be healthier, right? I don't want to be. Okay, I don't mean to be rude, but the last thing I want to anybody, the last thing I want to be is very rich and fat. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be rich and fat. If you could choose to be rich and fucking fit, why don't you do that, right? Just do that. You know, it's not like I'm not putting anybody down, but I'm just saying for my own preference, you know. You know, being fit is the only thing you cannot ever buy in your life. You can't fucking buy it, no matter how much money. You can't buy muscles, you know what I mean? That fit body, that when you put on that shirt and it looks nice on you, when my lady puts on her dress and it wraps tight around her, you can't buy that kind of shit. You know, you got to earn it, right? So let's see how this goes. All right. What is your gut telling you? BTC moves up or breaks down? I'd say 50-50. 50-50 in this case, and the best way is just to keep observing and set a lot of alerts. So if Bitcoin breaks up or down, I will know. My phone's gonna vibrate me to death at night. So yeah, thank you very much, Scalp Purgatia. I appreciate that. All right, you guys. Nobody's okay. Check Pippen. If you guys have any requests for coins, man, I'm here for you guys. You know. Oh man, Pippen. I don't know what Pippen just looks like shit. Like every other coin right now. I don't know what you mean by check Pippen, but you know, like I look at a coin right away and I see shit. So whenever I see something that shit, I don't really look at it further. It's kind of like if I walk into a room and I see shit everywhere. I'm not going to stay in that room and look at it further and, you know, wonder how much shit is on that wall versus the other wall. You know what I mean? This is the shit coin. So because of that, I move away. Once we understand like the basic criterias on selection of a coin, it's very easy, right? So I think it's important for you guys to get a pen and a paper and write down what you look for to not trade it. Not what you look for to trade it, but try a new exercise of what not to trade, right? Well, one thing that you probably don't want to trade is when you see daily charts with massive fucking wicks, followed by massive fucking drops, followed by massive fucking drops, followed by massive fucking drops, followed by massive fucking drops in one candle. So because of that, you know, you kind of just avoid that. So a simple rule could be, if it's got shitty volatility where it's got lots of wicks and lots of red candles that go up and down and it's wild, why would I risk a million? Like, why would I trade this coin? Say to yourself, I have $1 million in my, you know, pretend hypothetically, just get into that mentality. I got $1 million in my Binance, my KuCoin, in my account, and ask yourself a rhetorical question. Why would would I risk any of that $1 million on a coin that looks like that? You know what I mean? No, I promise you that many people are not going to do that. They'll risk much, much less, or it'll be controlled risk. So if you're asking about Pippen, I'm not even going to give you an answer, bro, because this coin is just too shitty to look at, right? Yeah. What about ARK? Okay, hold on. Let me take a look at everything else. What market scanner do I recommend? Hold on. I gotta go back. Wow, you guys are asking questions now. Yay, you guys are asking questions. Can I look at River? Did I look? Okay, let's go. I'm just gonna go one by one. Just choose random ones. River is, man, it's another one of those shit coins. It's like, you know, it's like it bottomed. But now, so now we're gonna ask ourselves a basic question first of all, which you guys should ask. Try to have exercises. Come up with exercises for yourself to answer, because it gives you more perspective about what you really are looking for. I like to have conversations with myself. So sometimes I'll ask myself, what am I looking for, right? Like, what is attractive in a coin, right? Just generally think about that. If someone showed me like 100 charts and I had 1 second to look at each chart, 1 second to look at each chart, and there's 100 charts, would I be able to immediately see a chart and be like, yup, that's a fucking great chart to trade, right? So think about it from that perspective of what would I look for immediately for it to be hot, right? So you got to think about it like that. So you look at a coin like River and it's reasonable. It's reasonable. So a simple answer for your or my criteria would be like it can't look like Pippen, right? So that's what I would say. It can't look like Pippen. It needs to move pretty clean. It can't have a lot of wicks, a lot of red candles, a lot of, you know, liquidity sweeps, a lot of unpredictability. It must move in a fairly linear fashion, right? Based off of price action. right? It must just look good. It's almost like you're looking for a wife, you know, right? You're looking for some pretty damn good qualities, right? When you're looking for a partner in life, and you're also looking for, like, you're not looking for the bad qualities, right? It's just like trading. If you're gonna get into a relationship with a trade, which is gonna be like get into a trade, you may as well go for good qualities, right? And look for the bad qualities to avoid, right? So this one is like reasonable coin, but this one's, you know, this is a relief rally. So maybe this coin has a chance to drop soon, River. Yeah, it might. Holy shit, I'm gonna keep this on my watch list just for fun. You know, so this might have made a diagonal like that, okay? So we're gonna probably follow this a little bit. It's actually a very interesting coin now that you brought it up, thank you. But you know what, knowing me, even if I don't see it immediately, I always see it, you know? So this is a very beautiful trend line to draw, because this could be a diagonal. You guys know what I mean by a diagonal? A diagonal is a leading first wave diagonal with the characteristics basically of a contracting triangle. Okay, so it's contracting towards a point, and then this point is, it explodes one way or another. Okay, sometimes it just corrects within here, okay, within this region, and then instead of breaking down, it just goes up, right? So this is the correction, and then it makes one more wave after it hits there. It just goes up like that. So it's risky shorting at the top is what I'm saying. But this is such a wide diamond or diagonal that if you waited, it would drop like 15% already. So this is a very weird coin to be looking at right now. And I think that's going to need more data to see how it reacts to these points. So I put this guy here on my low priority watch list. Okay, this guy is all shit coins now. Shit. Beat is, I'm watching Beat as well. So Beat's a very nice coin because it's moving like that, right? So it's always good to watch a lot of coins. This goes to low priority. Circle, I'm watching that generally because you can see it's moved up a substantial amount with no correction really yet. But I think that this is going to drop down very soon. I think that this is finally the first wave that's finished. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Somewhere in here is a 4. Somewhere in there is a 5. I think it's completely done now. I think there's a chance for it to drop down. But I don't know about the volume. I think it's going to be shitty. So, yeah, so it's really shitty. $14 million volume on Circle. That Beat, and then AKT is also being watched, right? Because this coin's moved up a substantial amount, but the wave count is very unclear. So because of that, we have to kind of take a step back for now, and we're gonna wait to see better days, perhaps see what's going on. But if I had to guess, I'm probably gonna guess something like that, something like that. You guys ever like, okay, I just thought about something, okay? You guys ever like have a friend or somebody you know, and you think you know them kind of well, right? You think you kind of know them, but then like 4 years later, you know, like an online friend, you know, someone like that, right? Because I'm in crypto. I think I know them well, but this person like constantly complains to me about like money, even asks me to borrow money, like, you know, sometimes, right? Sometimes I would lend, you know, this person like way back in the days, like $5,000-$10,000 that I would never get back in my life. So obviously I would never lend them anymore. And then they'd be telling me things like, I'm like door dashing, I'm like, you know, like I'm driving for DoorDash or Uber Eats and stuff. And then today this person sends me like a video of like, man, my dad's making me do chores in the backyard. And then she like films this backyard, and I shit you not, it's like one of those houses where you like, you know, it's in a gigantic fucking property, like 30 acres on the lakefront, in like a little fucking castle, you know, one of those manors, one of those estates. And then I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, I thought you're like poor, you know? And she's like showing me the house. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it's like straight from a movie, you know, like one of those scenes where, you know, like a huge large estate, you know, like, so I was just like kind of blown away. You know, like something like that, you would say, you know, like a large estate, you know, something huge. So I was just kind of like shocked a little bit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? My friend's like, yeah, my dad, you know, he makes me come up for myself, right? He doesn't spoil me. I'm like, man, that's kind of cool that people are reasonably cool, even though they grew up like, you know, wealth, like beyond wealthy, you know? I just thought I'd bring up a weird perspective of some observation today. So other than that, guys, let's take a look at more stuff. So yeah, let's see what you guys have for questions. All right, I'm gonna choose reasonable coins. No, the kernel is not the EMA. The kernel is called the kernel. If it was called the EMA, I would call it the EMA. Don't you think? Guys, let's just call it the kernel, but it has like another fucking different name. Is the kernel an EMA? It's like, nah, bro, it's called the kernel. You know, literally, it's called the kernel. Just go to indicator and type in kernel. And you can choose whichever random one you want. Right. That's it. Oh man, I can't wait to show you guys my kernel on steroids. Has anyone ever seen this yet? Have you guys seen the... I don't talk about it because it's a bear market right now. But have you guys seen the bot that is going to be super profitable? That's just casually here, but nobody knows about it. It's called the Kernel Alerts Indicator. Check this out, guys. It's one-time price, but go here, watch the video. You're going to be like, yeah, I need that for the bull market. So my bot is going to be based off of this. Okay, but based off of the rules for this indicator, which is also tied to our Discord, which Discord members will get access to for some channels. Basically, they have buy and sell signals. So you can take a look, for example, there hasn't been a long buy signal in a long time. In a very, very long time, because nothing is trending on the 4-hour. The market's very bad. But you'll see on the 30-minute, there's some that are telling you to maybe go long, right? But it's not the best signals right now because the bear market is brutal, right? So it has, and these criterias are crazy. I programmed it to have like 15 different criterias to go into a long, and also criterias to take your profit. So it can all be automated and programmed into a bot like 3 commas. And I know for a fact that it's profitable in a bull market. Okay, so it's gonna be great because it's been back tested as well. So it has tons and tons of back testing features in it. And of course, it's got different channels that tells you when things are trending. Okay, so if you guys are kind of doing this by yourself, it's kind of hard, man. Like when I got started, I spent a shit ton of money on content. I'm not saying to buy myself. Like, don't take that the wrong way. Like, please, 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 don't take it like that. Okay. But what I did was I bought education. You know, I spent it on things that leveled me up. Right. So whoever you guys look up to, whatever you're gonna buy, if you buy, just make sure you respect the guy and somebody you can learn from, right? Because it's things are expensive. But more importantly, I think a lot of people have very good resources that are usually not free, especially the people that are in the game for a very long time. They're just gonna create a bunch of really good shit and they respect themselves. So they're like, why the fuck would I give it away for free, you know? Like, I do a lot of things for free already, but I promise you, that indicator is like life fucking changing when it comes to actually, like, watch guys, I'm going to talk about this more in the bull market. I'm going to sell like 100 of them and then I won't bring it up again. That's probably how it's going to be. So AKT is probably going to make a 5th wave. So we watch this on a low priority coin as well. And also I think Aria is a little bit delayed. No, it's not delayed. It dropped already. So that's kind of it for these coins. Yeah. Do I pay attention to CME gaps? No, I don't. People can talk about it all day. You know what I mean? People can talk about fundamental news all day. But remember that this right here, guys, this is technical analysis. The definition of technical analysis is all fundamental factors have been priced into the chart, which is represented through candles and price action. Okay, so you know you can see everything that gets factored in, despite the gaps being there or not. You can generally see where the trend is heading and if it's going to end up filling it or not, right? So there's a lot of people follow fundamental for investing purposes mainly, but for day trading, it's never really needed at all for day trading. Like whoever says they need it, you don't, right? For the day I'm talking about. Maybe for traditional stocks, you need it because of fundamental news and announcements and, you know, overnights, OTCs, etc., right? But crypto is very different because we don't have overnights and the market never closes. So let's take a look. Where do you think Bitcoin will bottom? I think Bitcoin will bottom at 35,000. I think it'll drop 35,000 because I can prove it. I can prove it to you why. And you would agree with me. You would agree with me without hesitation if I proved it to you why. First bear market, okay? How much did the first bear market drop? First bear market drops 87%. Second bear market, guess how much it drops? Second bear market drops, oh sorry, that's the wrong one. This one here. So this one here drops what? 85% now. So sorry, it's 84. So it was 87 and then 85. What about this one? 77%. You know, if anybody thinks it's gonna stay at 55,000, I think that's fucking crazy. If people think that Bitcoin's gonna drop only 56% in the middle of a worldwide energy crisis and food and a famine that's most likely gonna happen and be felt within a few months from now, probably near the end of the year, right? It's literally World War III right now. And for anybody following the politics, nobody is investing in economies right now. Everyone is being risk off. Money is being diverted to military funding right now, okay? For example, Trump just asked Congress for $200 billion, okay? So that's very important to understand that right now the economies are not going to be propped up by new money coming in. We have to really understand this war in a deep way where we know that the petrodollar is probably going to not be there anymore, right? It's probably going to be a new world order, like how new world orders are always established every few generations. That's a fact, you know? Look at how powerful the Spaniards were before, you know? Like, look at their reach. But eventually they dwindled, you know? Look at every empire, not an empire, but more so, you know, the currencies, right? The pound used to be everywhere. Now it's not. And also we have to understand that this is going to be a very huge energy crisis. You know, countries like America, they're okay for oil. Countries like Russia, they're also okay. But countries like, or European Union, they're kind of fucked, right? Britain's fucked. China's fucked. Asia's fucked right now. Like, so it's a pretty big mess. So I don't think that we're going to drop at 55%. Anybody that says 55K, I think that they're delusional. What's going to be the catalyst to drive it? This war is going to be ongoing for the next, I promise you that it's going to be ongoing for 3 more years. Why? Because once the war takes off, it has a shape of its own. Both countries are incredibly proud. America needs to flex their superpower to remain a superpower, right? And Iran's not going to let them. They're a very, very, very proud country that's been facing oppression and segregation for a very long time now. And they've been preparing for this moment for Americans to try to change their culture and their ways. So I promise you that nobody's going to back down in any way. There will not be a nice conclusion. There's no more talks. In fact, in the next 24 hours, Trump warned that if the Strait of Hormuz was not opened up, there's going to be some serious consequences. Okay? So I don't think Bitcoin's going to do anything bullish for any time soon. But I promise you, just like how after Hawaii burned down, all the people came in and made a shit ton of money, like that BlackRock, like Vanguard, like Oprah, you know? They all made a shit ton of money. So let it burn down first, and then we're going to rebuild it and look into a long position. But for now, it's not going to get there. I think Bitcoin's going to get extremely close to that yellow line. This yellow line somewhere right there. Somewhere between 30 to 40K, I'm going to guess. And I'm going to be right about it. I'm going to be 100% right about it. And I'm going to ride my multi-million-dollar short position and take some profit at 55K and then go even further probably. And I'm going to make over 7 figures this bear market before even going into the bull market. That's how confident I am about my position and also this market coming up as well. So let's catch a few more questions. It's reaching the 1 hour mark. My lady and I usually like to chill at this hour. I would like to join your Discord, but where I live, we aren't allowed to short Bitcoin. What is your advice on this? Yes, because of regulation, it's called KYC, know your customer. You're not going to be able to short in many countries. And asking someone else is very difficult for them to give you an answer because I don't live in your country. I've never needed to research what country can trade a short in what exchange, right? So I'm Canadian and I live in Turkey. I have Turkish ID, everything, right? I'm a Turkish resident basically. So I can trade on Binance because I'm in Turkey, right? And I have a citizen, everything, right? So because of that, it's easy for me. So I can't answer even where can a Canadian trade. Like, I don't know. I've never needed to find out. So how would I know? You know what I mean? It's not like people are gonna just randomly have information about where, like, oh, where can France trade? Where can Spain trade? The answer is try using an AI bot of some sort that can help, like ChatGPT. Try asking it, hey, I live in this country. Where can I short, right? What exchanges allow me to short? Or you can also check up the exchanges yourself on CoinMarketCap and go through them one by one to check out the rules and see which one allows them, right? Philakone, do I have testimonials from other members? Nah. You know what I have though? I'll show you guys what I have. I have a Yelp review, Philakone. Philakone's Yelp review, guys. Sorry, Trusted Pilot. My Trusted Pilot review has 1.9 out of 21 reviews. Make sure to trust that review, guys. There's thousands of people in the Discord group. Not only that, if you want to join it, dude, it's 55 bucks. Literally. Okay, I'm not hurting for 55 bucks, but you're also probably not hurting for that, I'm going to imagine. Give it a chance. If you don't like it, don't come back. But I'm not going to run a service where I'm going to take advantage of people's time and money. I have much, much higher values in life than that and integrity, okay? You don't... Man, I'm 40, guys. You know, like, I'm 42. I have no time to fuck around with people anymore. You know what I mean? I have no time to mislead people. I have no time to be dishonest because the only person I would be dishonest to is myself. And, you know, I love my lady. I love her as a partner. We're gonna, you know, eventually have a family one day. I don't want to be a shitty person to other people online. You know what I mean? And then, like, but be nice to her. Fuck that, man. I'm gonna take care of you guys if you join the Discord group. And the worst case is it's bad and you know, you're not gonna get the most out of it. That's it. Would you train someone for 20% of his revenue over the next 3 years? That's a stupid question, Ibrahim. Would I train someone for 20% of your revenue? How about this? How about I just take $2 million of my own money and then I trade 100% of my own money and I keep 100% of my own money? Does that make a lot more sense? Why would I ever take your money and trade for you when I can just take my money and trade for me? It makes no sense at all. And then maybe you'll be like, oh, you could just add it to your pool. I'm like, but why would I do that when I could just use my own money? Why would I want to do work for you and give you nothing? You know what I mean? Like, or give you 80% of the oh, you're giving me 20%? That's so fucking nice, bro. I need somebody to fund me. Hey guys, I'm literally looking for someone to fund my bankroll. I'm only asking for like 20% of the profit. Who's gonna fucking do that ever? Bro. Nah, Palau ID doesn't work for Binance. No, that's stupid, Ibrahim. I'm sorry to say it's stupid, but no. My rate's simple, you know? My rate's very simple if you want one-on-one training. I mean, you think about, you know, how do you figure out your rate? Well, it would probably be your average income over a few years and divided by a normal, you know, normally hourly rate. So let's just say that in a bull market, I make $5 million, which is about right in the last bull market. Okay. So now in 1 year, right? So you know, you divide that by maybe 50 weeks, right? So divide that by 50 work weeks because you have 2 weeks. Now that's 50 weeks, and then you divide that by how many hours a week. So I guess my rate would be about $2,500 an hour. No, I'm just joking. That's a little extreme for anybody. If you do wanted private lessons, guys, my rate's very affordable. It's $500 per half hour. I think that's more than affordable. But the best thing to do is just to join the Discord group so you can just DM me and ask questions. Like, that sounds a lot better, don't you think? What do I think about funded accounts? Pros and cons. So the good thing is, like, the thing about funded accounts is every like newer trader wants to do that because they don't have money themselves. That's the truth, right? Usually, but of course people will use a funded account because the exchange assumes some of the risk as well. So there's a trade-off. You'll make less money because you give a percentage to the funded account, right? So but you're gonna make less. But of course there's cutoffs. Like, you can't lose all of their money. But a lot of these places for these funded accounts, they end up charging you to, you know, pass their level 1, level 2 test. And basically the test itself is a cash grab, right? And then they make it really difficult for you to actually pass it sometimes, or they may not even pay out, right? So I personally think that funded accounts are stupid as fuck. Like, that's my opinion. I think that people gravitate towards that because they just don't have money of their own, right? And so they're like so desperate to pass that level 1, level 2, whatever test just to get funded, right? But then usually people just end up losing it all, or they pay a substantial amount for the fee. I think it's better to organically grow your own money so you can be responsible for it. 100% your loss, 100% your win. But that's just my opinion. Well, that's a good question. Roy, you asked, what is basically the top advice to protect your bags and your funds over time to grow a decent stack? I think that that's going to break down to multiple categories. I think that trading is kind of like real life. A real life, for you to be happy in real life, you have to be well-rounded in every aspect. You can't just be really, really fucking rich, but then you're super overweight, you have no friends at all, in any way, you have no sports and no hobbies. Like, you're not going to be happy, right? You can't just be super, super fit, right? But then you're like, you know, not really doing well financially. You can't support your family, maybe. Your wife left you, you know, like, you know, maybe you're not social. You can't just be one thing. And I'm answering the question about the best advice thing. So to be happy in life, it has to encompass a wide range of a lot of things, right? You have to generally be healthy mentally and physically. You have to have some sort of social interaction because we are social creatures by default, right? You have to have some sort of hobbies that makes you happy. You have to have some sort of motivation or inspiration or goal to propel you forward. So there's a lot of things that encompass what makes you happy. And that's the same thing as a trader, right? There's lots of different categories, right? And subcategories that will ultimately allow you to manage and protect your bags better. So it's up to us to really understand these concepts. So I'm an engineer by trade. I'm sure most of you guys know. And I also studied mathematics for a total of literally 6 years in university, almost 7 years, right? So my background is in mathematics and background. And one thing in engineering that I really like is understanding modes of failure, ways for some things to break. Because if an engineer understands how something breaks, we can understand how to improve it. Right? We can understand how to make it more reliable. So if it's more reliable, there will be less ways for it to break. So for you guys need to write down the major mistakes that you have. So I would like to give Royu general advice, but that advice might not pertain to someone else, right? Because they might be better than it already. So it's really up to you to have a deep discussion with yourself in the mirror, at the end of the bed. You know, someone sit up on the end of the bed and have a conversation with yourself. Write it down on a piece of paper. Where do I fuck up the most? You know what I mean? Like, literally, where do I fuck up the most? And what can I do to protect my bags better so I can grow it, right? So that's like one major step first before giving you like a shit ton of general advice, which is going to be useless. Figure out what the fuck you're doing wrong and fix that problem first. But you need to understand with a perspective. From your own perspective, you have to know introspection is really important to have for you to grow as a trader, okay? Do you see a possibility it could go only to 70.3K, 70, no higher? Yeah, I mean, sure. The answer would be, it would be sure. Why would it, why? It's possible, right? I mean, I can't discount it, but you know, like if it's gonna bounce up there, I really do think it's going to try to bull trap at least one more time above it or finish up the channel. But yes, you're right. It could be simply one run down, corrective wave up, and then we break down. So that's a possibility as well. Okay, definitely. And I think that's it. Can you guys you guys don't really have any more good questions. Jeremy Willis 4874 like said to me, I bought your Udemy course years ago. So I released that course in 2018, right? 2018. It's now 6 years later and 3 bull markets later. So if you're asking if my course from Udemy is different than, say, a future course, I'll for sure make like the best course for the bull market to come, like an updated, crazy version that will really help you, okay? So it's gonna be great. So yeah, it's highly, highly different because I got literally 8 more years of experience since that Udemy course, and to be quite frank, about 8 figures more, right? So when you have a little bit more money and a little bit more time, you gain experience. So of course your strategies are gonna be highly, highly optimized, right? So it's not like you're gonna learn new things every day that are gonna be epiphanies and mind-blowing and fucking shocking. It's not like that, man. It's more like you've been working on a trick shot for like a long time, bro. You know, like let's say you play pool, you know, the game pool, 8-ball, billiards, and you're working on like a trick shot. And you've been working on it for fucking years, man. You just can't get it right. You just can't spin that fucking ball the right way to like, you know, sink whatever trick shot you're doing. But then all of a sudden, like 2 years of trying later, you finally figured out that secret little ingredient that makes you shoot that perfect trick shot that you couldn't figure out before. And that's what trading is like, okay? The trading is like, you can almost do it really fucking well, but sometimes there's just one little component that needs to be really improved. But once you improve that little component, it's like a difference of night and day. So if you ask me if my course is different, yeah, man, it's really, really different. It'll be worth it to take later. I mean, I'm not gonna sell it right now because it's far away, but hey, if you wanna add to your, you know, your education, why not? I'm a voracious reader, right? I love to read book. I'm reading a book right now called Persuasion, okay? It's a great book. I like to read books on just developing the mindset, you know, when it comes to business especially, and also just psychology. If you guys haven't heard of it, check it out, Persuasion. So I think we're gonna break up eventually. Tau. I'll look at one last coin. That's it. My dog, I ate it. I ate it because the bear market started early and I couldn't afford food. So I'm like chicken chow fan, gai lan, egg roll, spring load, fly dog. I like fly dog, baby. I'm just joking, guys. I don't have the dog anymore. It was never my dog, right? It was my ex's dog. 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. I'll show you something. You guys want to see her? I'll show you guys Princess Peanut, and then we're gonna log off. Okay, Peanut. Come on, show everybody. Do your dance. Yeah. Can you guys believe this is a cat? Look how cute she is. Look how cute she is. Yeah, hi. Hi, you're so cute. You guys want to see her? Okay. That's Princess Peanut. Say goodnight to everyone, Princess Peanut. Okay, guys, let's do a giveaway like I promised. Big giveaway's coming up right now. I'm going to randomly choose. Okay. So you guys are going to post your USDT ERC20. You're going to post the USDT ERC20 here on my Twitter. Post your address on my Twitter. Post where I said meow. Okay. I just posted. I'm just going to literally randomly choose a random giveaway. And I'm going to send you enough money for dinner and also for drinks, which will be about $100. So let's do that, guys. Bam. I'll do more giveaways often. Sometimes they'll be big, sometimes they'll be small. You'll never know. You just have to tune in to find out. So I'm gonna pick the winner in like the next 2 minutes because I don't want other people that weren't in the stream to get it. You guys better fucking post. It's gonna go fast. ERC20. Yeah, right here. And if you guys don't follow me already, like follow me on Instagram. I post a lot of stories about crypto, about life, you know. Follow me on Instagram. You guys can see it in my profile. Just go to bio.site, click on my profiles here. There's Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, X. Follow me, guys. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll stay up for a little bit. Holy crap, it's been an hour already. Okay, I'm literally gonna choose it now. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay, I'm gonna choose a number. Choose number 1, 2. How many do you think there are here? It's not many. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna refresh it one time. That's it. Snooze, you lose. 1, 2, 3. No. Okay, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay, I'm just gonna literally, wherever the mouse stops, I'm gonna do this. Ready? Wherever the mouse stops. Oh, who's this? I don't know who that is, but this person won right here. So I'm gonna post it to my Discord so I can send you the money right now live. Okay, I'm sending it. I'll send you 125 bucks. I can't do $125 every day for 30 days. That'll be like 4,000 a month. Not that rich, guys. I'm just kidding. Okay, so I'm getting the address. I'm gonna send it, then I'm gonna post it just to show you that I've done it. This way, you cannot argue with me and say I didn't do it. My lady's trying to get to, I'll send you 150 bucks. That should cover dinner. That should cover dinner and drinks for you and your lady. And is it an ERC20? It is an ERC20. And bam. It has been sent. I will post it for proof. I'll post it like just generally here. Actually, I'll post it to my own self because I don't want to spam. Okay. Sent. Enjoy. Here you go. $150 to ending in 59E1. I don't know who you are, but congratulations, you won. Congratulations, you won. Congratulations on the $150 giveaway. Bam. That's it, boys. Have a good night. Tune in again. I hope that you enjoyed this. The only thing I ask in return, guys, is just follow me on social media. And that's it. Let's catch you guys up tomorrow. Good luck. Follow Bitcoin to see what it's doing. Maybe a long can come up. Okay, guys, I'm not going to update you guys like this often, like with high quality updates like this. Join the Discord group. That's where you'll get the best value. Have a great night, everybody. I love you guys very much, okay?